Hi friend, welcome to my channel. I am Crochet Dre and today we will be making the granny stripe bucket hat with fur on the brim. For this hat you'll need to know how to chain, slip stitch, double crochet, and single crochet. For this hat I used a stripy yarn that changes colors and a faux fur yarn for the brim of the hat, but you can use any yarn you like. Your hat, your choice. Today I'll be using the Karen Macchiato cakes in the color Whisper for the hat. And for the brim of the hat, I'll be using the Loops and Threads faux fur yarn in the color Gold Frost. Other materials needed would be a 5mm hook, an 8mm hook, some scissors, and a tape measure. All right, let's get right into it. So for row 1, we're going to chain 4 and then we're going to put a double crochet into the first chain. So the chain 4 counts as a double crochet plus a chain 1. Once you put the double crochet into that first chain, you're going to chain 1. You're going to repeat this until you have 10 double crochet in total. And I'll meet you back at the end of row 1. All right, so we now have 10 double crochet in total. So in that first chain 4, we're going to slip stitch into the third chain, and we are now done row 1. We're going to turn our work and then get started on row 2. So for row 2, you can chain 3, or what I do is I do a stacked single crochet for my first double crochet of the row, and then we're going to put another double crochet in that same space. And so for row 2, we're going to be doing 2 double crochets in each space. So we're not working in any of the stitches. We are going in between each double crochet where we have a chain 1, and we're putting 2 double crochets in each space all the way around for row 2. And I'll meet you back at the end of this row. We're now back at the first stitch of the row, and so we're just going to put a slip stitch into that first double crochet to finish up row 2. We're going to turn our work and get started on row 3. Okay, so for row 3, we are going to place a stacked single crochet or chain 3 into that first available space, and then we're going to put 2 more double crochets into that same space. And we're going to do this for the rest of row 3. We're not working into any stitches. We are going into the space between the 2 double crochet from the previous row, and we're putting 3 double crochet in each space. And I'll meet you back at the end of row 3. All right, we're back at that first stitch of the row, and we're just going to put a slip stitch there to close up row 3. We're going to turn our work and then get started on row 4. All right, so for row 4, we're going to either do a stacked single crochet or a chain 3 in the first available space, and then we're going to put another double crochet into that same space. And this row is a little different. We're actually going to work into the middle stitch of the previous row. We're going to place 2 double crochets into the middle stitch of that previous row. Then we're going to place 2 more double crochet into the next available space. And then we're going to again work into that middle stitch of the previous row. We're going to put 2 double crochet into that middle stitch from the previous row. And we're going to repeat this pattern for the rest of the row, and I'll meet you back at the end. All right, so we're now back to the first stitch of the row, and we're just going to place a slip stitch in that first stitch of the row, and we're done row 4. Now let's turn our work and get started on row 5. For row 5, we're going to chain 3 or do a stacked single crochet and then do 2 more double crochet in that same space. And then we'll be doing 3 double crochet in each space all the way around. And when we get back to the first stitch of the row, we're just going to place a slip stitch into that first stitch of the row to finish up row 5. And here's what my first 5 rows look like, and it measures almost 6 inches. Now for rows 6 through 15, you're going to repeat row 5. So we're just going to be putting 3 double crochet in each space all the way around, and your hat should look something like this. Now for row 16, we're going to be doing some increases. So we're going to turn our work and chain 3 or do a stacked single crochet and put 2 more double crochet in that same space. Then we're going to do 3 double crochet in the middle stitch of the previous row. Then we'll put another 3 double crochet into the next space available, and we're going to repeat this pattern for the rest of row 16. All right, and we're back at the end of row 16, and we're just going to place a slip stitch into the first stitch of the row to finish up row 16. We're going to turn our work and get started on row 17. So you can chain 3 or do a stacked single crochet and then put 2 more double crochet into that same space. And then we're going to place 3 double crochet in each space all the way around. So for the rest of row 17, we're just putting 3 double crochet in each space all the way around. And I'll meet you back at the end. So we are at the end of row 17, and we're just going to place a slip stitch into the first stitch of the row to end off row 17. So your hat should look something like this, and you can absolutely stop right here and leave your hat like this, but we're going to add a little razzle dazzle today. So we're going to put some fur on the brim of this hat, and we're going to do that by switching to an 8mm hook and pulling out our faux fur yarn. And for row 18, we're just going to attach our faux fur yarn, and we are going to do 3 single crochet into each space all the way around. With the faux fur yarn, it's not easy to see your stitches, so I always tell people that I'm crocheting by faith and not by sight when I'm crocheting with the faux fur yarn. So just feel your way through as best as you can. And the good thing about the faux fur yarn is that if you mess up, nobody's really going to see. So just do you, boo. Just keep stitching, just keep stitching. And I'll meet you back at the end of the row. So when you get back to the first stitch of the row, just try your best to, find that stitch. And we're going to put a slip stitch to close up row 18, which is the last row of our bucket hat. And voila, we are all done. All you have to do is just, hide those strings. We're just going to tuck it on the inside just for now so you can see. But yes, this is what the granny stripe hat with the fur brim is looking like. It's giving rich auntie, not bougie, but bourgeoisie. It's giving elevated warmth. It's giving baby, it's cold outside, but I'm still cute outside. This hat is just giving me everything I want and need for this winter season. If you guys make this, please tag me on YouTube, on TikTok. I would love to see your creations. Thank you so much for crocheting with me, friend, and I'll see you next time.